Hello guys, so today we have Roman to integer. It says Roman numerals are represented by 7 different symbols: I, V, X, L, C, D, and M. And this problem, the hardest part is probably just understanding how Roman numerals work. So how Roman numerals work is like it goes from greatest to smallest, and if it's like smallest to greatest, the value right before it is actually a negative value. So you can see in this example, I equals 3, right? So everything is the same value, so the values are positive, right? And in this example, let's see. So L is 50 and V is 5. So this is valid, and 58, yeah. So this would be 58. And this is probably a more complex problem, but I'll basically show you guys like how it pretty much works. So let's screenshot this part right here, so we can have like a good reference. There we go. Right. So Roman to integer. So basically you can just make a dictionary that actually references each value. So like you can have like I is associated with 1 and so on, you know? And I'm going to give you guys a good example. Let's say we have x of I. Sorry, let me erase this. Oops. Yeah. Okay, let's say we have xi, right? Xi. The x is sorry. Okay, x is 10. X is 10 on this list. And I is 1. So the value will result to 11. But let's say we had it the other way, ix, and I is 1. But like I said, this will give a negative 1, and this will be a positive 10. And that's because it goes from greatest to smallest. When it does smallest to greatest, the value will become negative. So I will actually be negative 1, and 10 is positive. So it'll be 9. So that's pretty much the understanding of the problem. If you can get this down, all you have to do is really just make a dictionary and loop through you just have to loop through the whole list, or the whole string, right? And then compare the string in front of it and the current string, and if it's greater than or smaller than, you do a condition. So that's basically what I'll do right here. And I'll make the hash map, or the dictionary, right now. So I'll make the dictionary called Roman, or here, I'll just call it dictionary. The dictionary will be I. It's going to take me some time to type this out, but I is associated with 1, V is associated with 5, X is associated with 10, what else? L is associated with 50. C is associated with 100, and D is associated with 500, and M is associated with 1000. Alright, so we're gonna loop through the whole string. So we'll do for I in range of the length of S. And basically, like I said, you want to check the value in front of it and before it, like the current value and the value in front of it. But to check that, you want to make an if statement, which, so you want to make an if statement, right? And it'll check for the current and next value. But to do that, you want to make sure that there's actually a next value, or you'll get an index error, out of range error. So you want to check if I plus 1 actually exists. So if the next value actually exists, and if I plus 1 is actually less than the length of S, right? Just so you don't get an out of range error. And this is where you're going to check, you're going to go into the map. The map is called a dictionary. And you're going to get the key, which is the string S of I. If S of I is less than dictionary s of I plus 1. So this is checking if the value of I, which is 1 in this instance, and 10. So if 1 is less than 10, you're going to want to subtract from, you would want to make so you're going to want to subtract from the result, right? And you can actually just make a result variable right here. Result equals 0, right? So you're going to have a result variable. So if this condition hits, if the first value is less than the next value, you're going to want to subtract. So it'll be -1 from the value, -1 plus 10, which will equal 9, right? So you can just simply do this, result minus equal Roman of s of I. And this will simply do it. And else is like where it is like in the correct order, like the format where it's greatest to smallest, so it doesn't have to subtract at all, and it's just going to be positive values, right? Else you can just result plus equal the Roman of s of I. And all you have to do is just return the result, and I believe this will work. But I want to write out some comments to like just clarify some things. So Roman is from greatest to smallest, and if this is true, you add if Roman is from smallest to greatest, the current value will be negative. So it's really these two rules that you gotta look out for, and this solution should work. The time complexity actually is O of n, because it's only one pass, so you only gotta go through it once. Okay, yeah, O of n. And the space complexity would also be O of n, since we're using a dictionary or hash map. And let's submit it. Oh, Roman is not defined. Oh, sorry. I named my dictionary pretty bad, so let's call it this and submit. And this should just be the complete answer. No, I don't want to start the plans. Join the plans is maximized. Nah. But yeah, that's pretty much the solution. And I hope you guys have a great day.